What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex Yu, and you're watching a Ragin Ronin review. I got a review for you. Last week, I saw The Big Sick. It's a romantic comedy from director Michael Showalter. It's also a Judd Apatow production. If you're not familiar with Judd Apatow's work, he produced films like 40-Year-Old Virgin, Knocked Up, Superbad, and Forgetting Sarah Marshall. They are hilarious, but they're also very over the top. But I still like them very, very much. Now, this is a Judd Apatow production, but it's not over the top. It is hilarious, but it feels more real. It feels like it really could happen, and it feels very close to home, mainly because it is real. It's actually based off of a true story, and that's the true story of the romantic adventures of comedian Kumail Nanjiani. Kumail Nanjiani actually plays himself in this film, and this film is not only written by him, but also his real-life wife, Emily V. Gordon. So they contributed to all the dialogue and all the events that actually happened in this movie because it tells the story about how it all went down. Kumail Nanjiani plays himself, and actress Zoe Kazan plays Emily V. Gordon. And then you also have actors like Holly Hunter and Ray Romano providing the supporting cast. Now, I gotta tell you that this film is hilarious. Not only is it hilarious, but it's such a great romantic comedy. I've watched a lot of romantic comedies. I like the romantic comedy genre, but I find that most of them are really quite formulaic. And they follow a very, very generic formula, but it always works. It always works, and everybody usually comes out having a good time because there's typically a happy ending. Almost always a happy ending where they get together. But the funny part about it is the adventures that they go through, all the little awkward moments and all the crazy things that go down. This one feels more real, mainly because it's all driven by real life events and also dialogue, and also the cultural aspect of this film plays a huge part in this film. I live in Vancouver. It's a very diverse city, and because of that, there are a lot of interracial couples, and there's a lot of cultural mishaps that happen a lot just because one doesn't understand one's culture and the other doesn't understand the other culture, or whatever. A lot of things happen because of those things, but it is because of those types of cultural misunderstandings that make for a lot of great but real comedy. So that is why this film works so much. Kumail Nanjiani is of Pakistan descent, and Emily, or rather Zoe Kazan's character Emily, or his real life wife Emily, is white. So there's obviously going to be a lot of cultural stuff involved, and that is what makes up the comedy, and that's what makes this film so real. Not only that, this film has a lot of heart to it. It actually is quite it doesn't feel over the top. It feels like you can really connect with these characters. You connect with their struggles. You know what they're going through. And there's a lot of situations that I find that a lot of couples, especially interracial couples, will really connect with. They'll really find those scenes really, really close to home. But what works the most is really the performances. And I really like it when Holly Hunter and Ray Romano get mixed into this whole thing. You got the disapproving parents. So I really love that that gets mixed. I mean, that happens later on in the movie, and it really adds a new challenge in the movie, a challenge into his story. So it feels really, really authentic in that sense, because we've seen this type of thing happen a lot, especially in real life circumstances. Anyways, Kumail Nanjiani, Emily V. Gordon, they provide a really, really brilliant and clever dialogue. The dialogue is really really clever, and it doesn't rely a whole lot on crude humor. It just feels very real because it feels like two people really having a conversation. It doesn't feel like dialogue that's written for a film. It feels like two people actually talking, and it feels very, very real. And this all comes to the fact that this is Kumail Nanjiani not only writing the dialogue for himself, but he knows what he would say. He was there when he said it, and he's him playing himself. So I really like the film in that sense. There's really not much more I can say about this film, except that a lot of people who like this genre should really, really check this out. It is very, very funny, and it is a film that relies less on crude sexual humor and more on people being people, just real interactions and culture. And the only thing that I could, I guess, say that could have been improved is Kumail Nanjiani is a very, very pleasant person, or at least he acts very pleasant. And I think that actually hurts his performance slightly, because I never really know when he's actually mad. I find that even when there are moments where he should be mad, he still looks very, very pleasant, and it just kind of takes me a little bit away from his character, just because I'm thinking like, hey, you're acting kind of funny in a scene where you should be acting another way. But anyways, not a big knock on this film. I really, really like this film. I think that if you're looking for a good laugh and you're looking for a charming romantic comedy, you should definitely watch this. The Big Sick deserves a big 9 out of 10. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. Definitely recommend it. Thank you so much for watching. If you've seen this movie, let me know what your thoughts about it on the comment section below. As always, if you enjoyed this review and you want to see more, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, The Ragin Nation. Also follow me on Twitter, Ragin Nation. My name's Alex Yu. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace. Stylized gunplay. It's really nothing new. And the minions just come out of nowhere, and no matter what, the gunslingers shooting them all